Hello and welcome back to the High Bulletin, hosted by yours truly, Ralph Mentor. If you guys, again, are listening or watching on the YouTube side, please press on that like button, drop a comment, or press on the subscribe button and all. And if you guys are listening on the podcast platform side, Apple, Spotify, and Overcast, please leave a rating, add us to our library so you can listen to past, present, and future episodes and all too as well. This new orientation I'm trying is throwing me off just a little bit, so bear with me a little bit and all. But I'm recording today because we got 6 games left in the regular season of the Boston Red Sox regular season, at least and all, where they are sitting. Let's get the standings up real quick. Well, off the top, they're sitting second place in the wild card, at least and all. And what's it called there? They're sitting 3 games behind the Yankees, unfortunately, and all. They're dealing with the red hot Cleveland Guardians, who are sitting, I think they're third place right now. Let's get them up. Let's see if I can find it on MLB.com. They got the best standings, in my opinion. Let's hold up real quick. Let's see if we can get them up here. The wild card standings, because it doesn't look like we're getting the division, even though the Red Sox got a 3-game set against the Toronto Blue Jays and all, but I doubt it. Yeah, it looks like they clinched. Well, it looks like Toronto clinched the playoff spot. Is that correct? Let me see what the yeah, they clinched the playoff spot, so they haven't clinched the division yet. I doubt that the Red Sox will be getting the division, though, because I think the Blue Jays would have to lose out. Since I'm talking about the division, let's look at the division standings. give me a minute. But yeah, they're sitting there 5 games behind the Blue Jays. If they sit here and quote unquote do something high expectation wise, I won't say it at least, and they'll sit there 2 games behind there too as well. You'll probably need the Blue Jays to get swept again. To have a chance for the division and all too as well. So that's why I feel like the division is out of our hands at this point. The Yankees probably have a better chance of the division and all, since they're sitting 2 games behind. With, I would think, everybody's got 6 games left here. There's no half game behind anybody here, so everyone's sitting there with 6 games left and all. But yeah, the Red Sox are sitting at number 2. I do remember saying in the previous recording that there's no way that an AL West team can get number 2 and all, and we saw that over the past week at least, and all with the Sox struggles and all. I think they went, pretty sure they went 3-3, lost 2 out of 3 against the Athletics, and then won 2 out of 3 against the Rays in this past weekend series at least, and all too. So I still don't understand why they're playing at 7:35 compared to the whole league. And Sunday Night Baseball went to the Mariners and Astros game and all too as well. So kind of like weirded out by that. It was a weird game, I felt like last night at least and all, which I don't think it led to their loss or anything like that too as well. Connolly early finally had himself a bad start, even though he was able to gut through it. I think he gave up 3 runs in the first inning, was able to get to the 4th inning and all too as well. I saw the bullpen give it up and all too as well. As more focused on the Sunday night football game more than anything, honestly, too as well, for that Sunday night game at least and all too as well. But still ended up getting 2 out of 3 against the Rays on all. As you can see, able to have a game lead going into this last 6 games at least and all, as the second seed and all. The Astros, I believe, got swept by the Mariners and all, so that's why you're kind of sitting pretty with the way the Guardians have been playing. They lost Sunday, but they won 10 straight going into that loss and all, especially winning 2 games on Saturday with a doubleheader. Obviously, one of those games was probably a makeup game for a rain thing or some, rain weather thing and all too as well. But able to sweep that doubleheader against the who they facing, the Twins, at least and all too as well. And even on Sunday, had themselves a lead to begin that game and all too as well. And I was sitting there all a little nervous and all too as well. Even though I've come to figure out the Guardians, because look at the Reds. So even with that hot streak the Guardians have been on, the Sox are still number 2, but they are catching up to the Tigers and all, who have been struggling. I think they got swept by the Atlanta Braves. Yeah, they got swept by the Atlanta Braves this weekend and all too as well. If the Guardians were able to pull off that win on Sunday, they'd be going into a tie into their 3-game set that they'll be facing each other in today. Yeah, I'm recording on September 23rd today and all too as well. So they'll be playing on Tuesday and all too as well, battling out. Looks like for the division and all too as well. You got Detroit sitting there at number 3 right now too as well. The Mariners just as hot as the Guardians and all too as well. They're 9-1 in their last 10 games and all. I believe they're not in a 10-game win or 9-game winning streak or anything like that. I think it's more like a 4 or 5-game winning streak. But as you can see, have won 9 of their last one. Oh, there it is, a 4-game winning streak. There it is, yeah, and all too as well. So now they've been on the run. That's why they have number 2 right now too as well. The Jays struggled against the Royals. I think they won the last game of that series, but lost 2 out of 3 against the Royals and all two as well. So it's not a guarantee that the Blue Jays are even a top 3 seed or a division winner by the time I record next week, hopefully with the Red Sox in the playoffs and all two as well. But excuse me, but yeah, this is the situation that the Sox are in and all two as well. Like I keep saying, I'm confident with the number 2 seed and all two as well because of everyone playing each other and all two as well. With the Red Sox struggles and all two as well over the past week at least and all two as well. With their inability of batting in runners in scoring position, this is a team that has what's it called there? How I'm trying to put it together, but has definitely trying to figure out the word I'm trying to use here. Has shown the ability, there it is, has shown the ability of getting runners on base, but has shown the inability of knocking them in and all two as well. So I believe on, what was it, Saturday, they blew it open, had 11 runs and all two as well. You can honestly thank the Tampa Bay Rays, well, Devil Rays, because they were wearing those old school jerseys and all two as well on Saturday too as well. But yeah, you can honestly credit the Rays of their errors and all two as well in those late inning situations, especially in the 8th inning of Saturday night's game at least, where they're able to, I think, score 8 runs. Yeah, 8 runs in that inning, or 7 runs in that inning. 7 runs in that inning, and and able to win the game going away, even though Chris Murphy gave up a grand slam in the bottom of that. Okay, it was the 9th inning, and Chris Murphy gave up a grand slam in the bottom of that 9th inning to make it interesting, and had Chapman up at least. Now, didn't come in the game, but at least brought him up at least in that game. So that's where the Red Sox are sitting right now. As I mentioned with their previous series and all, they lost 2 out of 3 against the Athletics. That's where I was trying to start, at least not with the games. But it is, I'm definitely, over the weekend I was definitely scoreboard watching. Finally, I thought it was a little. In baseball, I believe in jinxing a little bit and all too as well, because it's such a long damn season. The games be long, even though they shortened it a bit, they still be long. So I believe in jinxing a bit. At least baseball leaves time to talk shit or to look into other ish at least and all throughout the season at least, and look at other teams and all too as well. So I believe in a little bit of karma, a little bit more in baseball, in sports in general, but definitely in baseball. I believe in jinxing and all too as well. There's a Red Sox chat I'm in right now too as well. I don't even want to say anything right now too as well because I don't want to jinx. The Red Sox, as you can see on Saturday, the Red Sox showed out, and then look what happened Sunday too as well. So it's the highs and downs of the baseball. I feel it more. I forgot how anxiety-full the MLB season can be, especially going into the playoff race too as well, honestly, because 2021, because I haven't felt a real playoff race since 2018, if I'm being honest, because 2021 was such a surprise to me on how they got into because they didn't play well in the second half of the season too as well. They still able to get into the playoffs, and then they made their run to the CS against I believe against the Tigers or the Astros. I can't really remember at this moment all too as well. But let me go over the games real quick. I'm just tangenting all over the place right now. But yeah, they finished. They salvaged the series against the Yankees and all from my last recording at least and all. Then started a 3-game set against the Athletics at home. They were able to take 2 out of 3 in Sacramento when they faced them on the road. So had some high expectations that they can at least win this series and all. But as you can see here, lost the first game 2-1. Let me see who pitched in this game. See if I can find some memory of this game at least and all. Connolly Early did pitch well in this one. Yep, Greg. Yeah, they had a lead and all too as well. I think he only gave up 1 run. Yeah, he only gave up 1 run. Had 7 strikeouts. Greg Reiser came in, 2 runs. I think they were inherited. So this bullpen, to me, this bullpen. I mean, to MLB stats at least, this bullpen is the best ERA wise in the league at least and all. When you have a closer that barely has a 1 ERA, I'm thinking it's in that a 1.07 or something like that. Helps with the ERA a lot, honestly, too, as well. Even though a guy like Weiser has a good ERA overall, Whitlock has a good ERA overall, too, honestly, too, as well. And even Bernardino, when he was pitching for us, had a good ERA and all, too, as well. But Greg Reiser gave up that game and all, too, as well. Again, the Red Sox offense had opportunities. They've had opportunities since Roman Anthony got hurt and all too as well. They have not been able to knock in runs at least and all too as well. So that game ended up being a loss and all too as well. The win here, trying to remember who pitched here. Let's see who pitched. Lucas Giolito. Yeah, he didn't pitch all that great. Yeah, I don't remember him pitching great and all too as well. I'm not sure. I'm trying to remember off the top of my head what was the winning run or winning play in that game. I'm it's not coming back to mind, honestly, too, as well. So, but they did win that game 5-3 at least and all. And then, oh yeah, 5-3, then or 5-4, I should say. And the Athletics won in a 5-3 game. Brian barely didn't pitch well either. But yeah, I remember Tolley coming in and pitching well at least and all out of the bullpen. But again, it's been a series. It's been a run of not getting runners in scoring position. That's basically been the issue of the Boston Red Sox on why they're sitting at what a 4-6 record in the last 10 games at least on two as well. William Abreu finally got activated yesterday or Sunday, I should say, and hit. I think he pitched hit and had 2 at bats at least, and all 2 as well. We'll see how long it takes for him to get going. He missed basically a month, so I wouldn't think it takes him too long to find his stroke at least, and all. He was struggling a bit before he got hurt, even though he had that big home run against the Marlins, if I remember correctly, and all, and then was able to get on base again, and that's when he hurt the calf. And that's why he's been out for like the past month at least and all too as well. So very curious how he'll look at least and all. He's able to get himself in the middle of the lineup and all too as well. It's kind of disappointing. Nathaniel Lowe came in, was able to give you a punch and all, but then you lost. I mean, that's after you lost William Abreu, but then you lost Roman Anthony and all. And I just think that's the issue with the runners in scoring position. It seems like the lineup has shortened up, honestly, too, as well. You wouldn't want to. Now you're seeing Romy Gonzalez play a little bit more, but now you're seeing the detriments. Even though he had a good series against the Rays, I don't want to knock that and all too as well. You saw Bregman have a great series too as well. Honestly, I just saw Roman Anthony fell a little short against the Athletics and all too as well, even in parts of this series and all too as well. But he seemed to find something. So Don Rafaela I keep saying it, has seemed to find something, but again, goes right back into how he was playing and all too as well. I think he had a 4-for-5 night on Saturday at least and all too as well, which was big towards their big, you see he had the 4 or 5 out of hit 4 out of 5 in the game, and they were able to score 11 runs and all. So he's a big part of their offense and all too as well. Even though the Rays were able to, had their errors and all too as well, able to contribute to the runs at least and all. But still, even they had Carlos Narvaez bunt to move a batter over, and then I think Nathaniel Lowe had a deep sacrifice fly out too, as well as either him or Yoshida. But even Cora's throwing in a little small ball, and they've executed every time. They throw a little small ball and all too, so they really want to trust their bats, their process at least and all too as well. I just think their lineup is shortened out at least and all too as well, because you don't have Willier, you don't have Roman Anthony and all too as well, especially for your current base of your team at least and all too as well. It's kind of short, kind of putting the pressure on other guys to succeed at least in all positions that they usually aren't at least in all two as well. You got Trevor Story now hitting 2, put Bregman down at 3 at least in all 2 as well, and I see that Yoshida, who's been hitting the ball lately too as well, and that especially in that Tampa Rays series at least in all 2 as well. Now he's batting 4 for you too as well. I think they have Lowe at number 5 and all 2 as well. So Jared Duran has been getting hot at the top of the lineup too as well, so you're hoping that continues too as well towards the end of the season and all too as well. But that's really your main concern as a Boston Red Sox fan, is the lack of getting these runners in scoring position and all too as well. These hits and runners in scoring position, or just smart outs sometimes too, because again, Romy Gonzalez had a bad double play and all too. So even Trevor Story, even with his clutchness, and I think the MVP of the team and all too as well, because he stayed healthy and he's giving you big hits, and his defense at shortstop, outside of one game in this last stretch, I think it was against the Athletics. Maybe that game they lost. Yeah, there we go. I was trying to remember what happened in the game they lost. Trevor Story had like 2 bad errors, I think, and all too as well. It was a game, as you can see, they lost 5-3, and all too. So they had 1 bad error in the mid innings, and then in the late innings, especially I think it was in the 8th inning, had a bad error and all, or not a bad throw. It was a hard play to make at least. I think he was getting a ball in the middle of the field and all, and trying to make a crossbody throw to first base and all, obviously off the line at least and all too as well. So I think it caused an error, had to run a score based off that too as well. And also that was the bad game against the Athletics and all too as well. It was more Trevor Story, honestly, and he hasn't done that since. Didn't do that much before, honestly, too as well. So just chalk it up to a bad game, honestly, too as well. But yeah, trying to remember how the Red Sox lost 5-3 to the Athletics in the mid-series and all. And I attribute bad defense, honestly, too as well, more than the bullpen, even though the bullpen keeps putting guys on base and all too as well. But that was a bad throw. I think it was like 2 outs, if not 1 out, in that situation and all too as well. But yeah, I'm looking at the runners in scoring position against the Rays, at least and all too as well. They were able to step up a bit more. I think they scored 6 runs in the first game, if I can remember correctly. They scored. Ooh, okay. He scored six. Okay, so Friday was the big offensive game. All right, yeah, Friday was the big offensive game. Never mind, because the seven's there. Should be 3 or 4 thanks to Chris Murphy at least. No, so Friday they had the big offensive game. I guess Saturday Crochet pitched. Is that correct? I know he gave up some home runs. And no. Yeah, yeah, okay, so it was okay, yeah, because Chris Murphy home run just throwing me off about Friday at least. Now Crochet did pitch. Um, I went to a recording last week saying I was concerned about Crochet. It was it was 3-3 or no. I'm trying to remember. I think the Sox were up like 3-1. Crochet gave up another home run, and I was sitting there concerned at least not too as well. But I'm listening to the telecast, and they're talking about how this guy's just searching for his strikeouts and all too as well. So maybe I'm gonna bear mind to that he's not focusing on location too much, and he's worried about overthrowing guy yeah over not overthrowing overpowering guys at least not too as well. So another 9 strikeouts, right? Let me look at Friday's game. Let me look at Friday's game real quick. Saturday's game is pretty cool too. Let me give a shout out to Kyle Harrison too as well. I'll see what I'll get there for that. But trying to remember Crochet's game. Yeah, he had 9 strikeouts and all two as well. So maybe I'm overemphasizing that he hasn't looked the way I want him to look because he's trying to overpower the batters at least. No, I think that's inexperience anyway. Still too as well. I think he should. I think he's costing himself an inning with searching for these strikeouts at least not too as well. Because even with the home runs he was giving up against the Rays on Friday at least and all. How am I trying to break this down? Even though he's giving up the home runs, yeah, the pitch count was low, at least not too as well. Going into the 4th inning, it was still at like 58 pitches or something like that too as well. So I thought he was going to be able to go deep into that game, even though he was giving up the home runs at least not too as well. But he only ended up going 6, and he was at 98 pitches and not two as well. So I feel like him looking for the strikeouts so much is hurting him to a degree. The guy has 9 strikeouts, two as well. Only gave up 3 runs and all two as well. If it weren't for the bullpen giving it up. If it weren't for no, let me put it on the bullpen at least. No, if it wasn't for the offense scoring more runs at this point at least and all, he would have had a win at least and all too as well because the 3 runs were on him at least and all. Yeah, but he gave up one home run I think to Lowe, a solo. I think there was a 2-run home run actually. I mean after that solo home run at least and all too as well. So, but yeah, I was kind of worried. Because the way he looks, at least, and I feel like he hasn't looked great over like a month, in my opinion, and all. If not, he's had his games here or there. Like I brought up the Athletic game where he had his, I think he had 12 strikeouts or something like that, and shut down the Athletics in 7 innings at least. And all. So there's games in the middle of this. I feel like there's moments that he doesn't look great at least. No, doesn't look like what I've been seeing all season at least and all. And I think that's a fair point of him looking for strikeouts more than locating at least, or looking for the bat, of the batter at least, the more looking for, and he's more looking for the whiff at least, too, which isn't a bad thing. The approach has worked all season. Why change it at least, too, as well? Update it in the off season, going into next season at least, too, as well. So I got no issue with the two as well. But I kind of looked at it as Crochet maybe not looking the same at least, but. There's tape on a guy too as well, honestly. So you gotta be fair there too as well. If there's tape on a guy and he's still like getting 9 strikeouts in an inning, not an inning in the start, at least not two as well. You gotta say, the guy knows what he's doing at least not two as well. So I won't go too lame there too as well with Crochet at least. No, I think he's fine. I think he has 17 wins now too as well. As I think I remember seeing the most since 2019 or 18 maybe. With Eduardo Rodriguez, a former Red Sox, and all too as well. But one thing I want to show out, since I'm seeing his name here, Justin Slayton. His name's not coming up on the screen. Is it? No. I don't. Do I care? I don't care. But Justin Slayton has looked awesome over his last 4 starts, at least, or last 4 appearances since he's a relief pitcher. Over the last 4 appearances, at least, and all. I think this game he had 2 strikeouts. Yeah, he had 2 strikeouts. There he is. But he had 2 strikeouts in this game, and all too as well. The stuff is just looking more downward in the strike zone more than upward in the strike zone, and all too as well. So I just think it's helped. I just felt like his stuff was up, especially in that Arizona series, and all too as well. That's why he got tagged for for like 4 runs, a big home run in that game and all too as well. So it just looks like his stuff is more down, and it takes time. The guy was out for 3 months and all too as well, or yeah, 3-4 months honestly too as well. I feel like when I started paying attention to the Red Sox, I don't even remember seeing him and all too as well, because May was just disastrous to me. Couldn't watch it and all too as well, but probably that's when Justin Slayton got hurt and all too as well. So yeah, it just looks like it's taken him at least 10 appearances now, because the last 4 he's looked pretty damn good, honestly. Whatever they've been talking about of him being that potential closer going into this season and all, now I see it, at least now with his stuff, at least now, because as long as it's down, his stuff is pretty damn nasty, honestly too as well. Real downward type of look, at least now too as well. So he looks good. For a shout out to their bullpen now too as well. Now if he can keep this up, you got Slayton now. This is what I thought we could be looking at, but you got Slayton, Whitlock, and Chapman as your 7, 8, 9 guys, honestly too as well. It looks pretty damn good. I'm not gonna lie, honestly too as well. So hoping that continues and all. They put Peyton Tolley now in the bullpen and all too as well, because you got a guy like Kyle Harrison, and I'll talk about his the next game, because that was the start at least now. But for this tangent about the bullpen and all too as well, there's some great signs there, honestly too as well. Even though I can't stand Greg Reisert right now, I can't stand Chris Murphy right now, but that's just the depth of the arms at least, and all those are even though Cora's put Weissert in high leverage situations, which I don't like right now and all too as well, but it seems he's changing that over and all by putting Slayton. But Slayton was in the 7th inning at least and all, but I remember a game, I think against the Athletics, a game prior, that Slayton came in the 6th inning at least and all for I think it was a leverage situation and all too as well. Well, speaking way too much right now, but but yeah, just some great signs for the bullpen and all. Chapman's been awesome. Whitlock's been awesome. Even though he puts a guy on base here or there, man, still finishes out an inning anyway. Slayton, like I said, the last 4 appearances, he's been dope. Tully, like I said, the last when was the last game out of the bullpen? The last game in the Athletic series, he came up for 3 innings, shut down stuff. Got to feet, in a situation like that, middle innings and all too as well. He could pump that fastball as much as you want. F your breaking stuff and all too as well. So it's a great decision by having him out of the bullpen, so he can just focus on the strength at the moment instead of being a starter. And the weaknesses are his breaking stuff right now. His curveball, changeup, slider, whatever he's trying to figure out. That stuff is not there at all, but that fastball's there. I think it's a great. I've wanted him in since I've heard his name and what he can possibly do. I want him in that David Price role that he had in '08 for the Rays, at least, and all too as well. I thought Peyton Tolley, with his stuff and the way they're describing it, I thought he'd be a perfect guy for that, and they've done that by taking him out of the bullpen and all too as well. Now he can be your your 6 inning guy, and Slayton, the way if he can continue this, your 7 guy. You got Whitlock as your 8 guy, and Chapman as your 9 guy. It's a pretty damn good bullpen and all too as well going into the playoffs and all. If you make it, you gotta clinch it and all too as well. But it's not, again, you can't knock the Sox and all too as well. This is just how the AL is. There's only one team that I just showed in the Jays that have clinched a playoff spot. Not even the division or anything, like just the playoff spot. While you got the NL, I think everybody in the NL has clinched outside of the last wild card spot. Let me just guarantee that. I'm not sure anymore. Yeah, we got the 3 division winners. We got the 3 division winners in the Brewers, the Phillies, and the Dodgers. I know the Cubs. You have the Cubs clinched. You got the Padres clinching too as well. Yes, the last wild card spot. I was confused. I saw 4 teams there, but the Mets and the Reds are tied. Going into the last 6 games and all too as well. And the Mets have basically, from what I've been seeing, and all too as well, the Mets have basically had a playoff spot since April 5th of this year, at least, and all too as well. So, but they've been on a downward trend, at least, and all too as well. No different from the Yankees in the mid parts of the season. But I'll give the Yankees credit; they actually figured it out. Compared to the Mets, they've still been on this slope ever since June, at least, and all too as well. They have not played well too as well. I think the Athletics have more wins than them. Most of these teams. I think the Rockies at a time had more wins at them too as well, honestly, more than the Yankees too at a certain time of the season and all. But everyone's played better than the Mets lately and all too as well. So yeah, they're playing with danger. The Diamondbacks are still have an opportunity, even the Giants and the Cardinals, to I think the Cardinals. Yeah, I think the Cardinals and Giants are out. So I'll just put the Diamondbacks in that scenario with a chance of getting the last spot in the wild card with the Mets and the Reds at least in all two as well. But I'm skipping ahead. I'm having tangents in all two as well. But yeah, last I said this is my my loving of. I mean, not loving. Well, I'm loving how this bullpen's shaking out. I don't mind saying it like that at least and all. And then yeah, you go into Saturday's game against the Rays at least and all too as well for the Red Sox. And you have a guy in Kyle Harrison who stepped up big time for you too as well in the start where it helped you win 6-3 and all too as well. Yeah, Kyle Harrison went six, gave up a run and all too as well. Had 5 strikeouts too, honestly, too as well. I'm with the suspicion that the Red Sox are doing this on purpose with him because his only appearances have been in minor league parks and all too as well. Because I just see them babying the ish out of him and all too as well. I'm not sure what they're nervous about too as well, but stuff will look pretty good, honestly. The fastball that I saw that was 96 before he came here and all, but it was throwing it for 94, but it was working. He was getting it past these Rays hitters and all too as well. The slurve is an interesting pitch that he has and all too as well, but it seems to be legit and all too as well. So I'm curious on why they keep babying him because his first appearance was 3 innings out of the bullpen against the Athletics and all in Sacramento and their bullpen park and all. And in this game, they finally give him a start against the Rays and their bullpen park. So, but the next 2 games are in major league parks. The next 2 series are in major league parks and also we'll see if they give him a start or they keep a 4. I don't know. I'm not sure. Like a 4-man, 4-day off for their starting rotation and all. And I'm thinking they may not need him with this day off that they had yesterday at least, and also they may just use what's it called there? Obviously the Crochets, the Bayos, Giolitos, and Connolly early at least and all too as well. Maybe use Harrison in that Connolly early start as a long man at least, because I believe you can go back to Crochet or Bayo or Giolito after the Connell early start, which would be against the Tigers at least and all. Since you have an extra day on Monday, that you don't need to go 5-man rotation for the rest of the season at least. But we'll see. I'm not too sure. What's it called? It's not like Cal Harrison didn't give you a reason to pitch him anyway after on Saturday, and might as well just put Crochet on Sunday at least and all too as well. But we'll see what happens going forward for the Red Sox at least and all too as well. But for that, again, like looks, like the pitching has been pretty good. Like I got nothing to complain about even with the Greg Reiser blow up and the Connolly early start, his first start at Fenway at least and all. Really got nothing to complain about with the pitching. I don't think the pitching's given up more than 5 runs in a while. Besides the last game, they gave up. Okay, I don't count Friday. I leave Friday alone, at least and all too as well with the Chris Murphy blow up at least and all. But you look at it, they have the Red Sox pitching has not given up a whole bunch of runs, even in the Yankee series too. They didn't give up more than 5 runs in that series too as well, honestly. So the pitching has been there, and I'll give up. No run. Against the Athletics. Well, against the Athletics, he only gave up. You lost 2 out of 3, but you only gave up. You didn't give up more than 5 runs in that series and all too as well. So the pitching's been there. The pitching's been in. That's what me and other Red Sox fans just feel the way we feel about the run as a scoring position type of situation. Because these games are a hit away and with a run in a scoring position of changing the tide at least and all too as well. But they have not been able to knocking guys with in scoring position at the time for this time being and all too as well. It's injuries. We can obviously be fair and all. You would think somebody can step up and be clutch once in a while, even with Romy Anthony out and Willie Abreu being out and all too as well. But we'll see. Like I said, Bregman's gotten going and all. We're hoping that can continue. Rafaela found something. Hopefully a game or 2 he can figure out something for that to continue at least and all too as well. Trevor Story's your AL MVP. Not AL MVP, I'm sorry. Your Red Sox MVP. I'm sorry. Your Red Sox MVP because he's been clutch. I feel like the whole month he's been clutch for this team at least and all too as well. Jan Duran's been picking things up. Had a big home run on the was it the Friday game? Maybe it was the Saturday game. But Jan Duran had himself a huge home run to get themselves a lead because even in that Kyle Harrison start, they were down. I think it was Saturday. They hit that big home run, big 2-run home run, and all too as well to give them a lead. And they had a little bit more and all. Yeah, I would think it was Saturday with that one at least and also. Yep, it was definitely Saturday and also because what's it called there? Friday was the ninth inning where they blew up and got those runs at least, but I'm pretty sure it could have been Friday, and then they did all that after at least, but still, there's some signs of life with their offense. I brought up your sheet that's gotten hot too, especially in that race series and all too as well. So we're hoping it can continue at least all too as well. We got William Abreu coming in at least all too as well. So again, coming off an injury, how long is it going to take for him to figure it out? Could be quick, could take a while too as well. Could be quick and then it goes away too as well. Baseball's weird like that too as well, but we'll see at least not too as well. But before I leave, obviously, what are the Red Sox seeing over the next 6 games? The Blue Jays and the Tigers and all too as well. Like I mentioned at the beginning of the recording, the Jays and the Tigers have been playing with themselves, especially the Tigers and all too as well. I do expect them to step up against the Guardians and all too as well. You see teams get hot and then all of a sudden cool off like the Red Sox a bit too as well, even though it took an All-Star break for it to happen too as well. But I'd be curious if the Tigers can hold off the Guardians and all too as well with the game lead and all too as well. The Blue Jays, I'm kind of excited about this series and all too as well. The Blue Jays have shown chinks in their armor and all too as well over the past month, at least all too as well with their pitching and all too as well, especially bullpen pitching for them and all too as well. So I'm very curious how the Red Sox can take advantage of that too as well. Can their bats, can they use, the bullpen for the Jays is a bit mediocre. So can they take this run-ins and scoring position fiasco and, flip it against the Jays at least, that may give you opportunities to get yourself out of it at least too as well. You've seen the Royals put up 20 runs on the Blue Jays on Friday at least too as well. So I just think it's a great opportunity. And then they put up another 11 runs on Saturday at least on the Blue Jays until they finally won on Sunday at least. So there's an opportunity to put on runs on the Blue Jays. I think we've seen who they faced, the Reds, I think, put up runs at least. They were able to come back in those games and win them. But they show enough opportunities to give up runs in these games at least. So I'm curious if they can take advantage of at least. You can say that about the Yankees series too. Why did they take advantage of the Yankees series? I would have to give the Yankees bullpen credit. They've been pitching better lately. The Blue Jays bullpen has not shown pitching better lately too as well. Their starters are okay at least. They're just older. I think Shane Bieber is more middle-aged compared to Max Scherzer, who I think is touching 40 at least. So I think there's another starter that they got over there too as well. But their starters are okay at least. To me, it's their bullpen. I think the Sox can really take advantage of if they can get these starters out of the game and get into their bullpen throughout the series at least. So as I said, our bullpen seems to get stronger at least too as well. The starting pitching has not been bad. I can't find a game where we've given up where at least the Red Sox pitching as a whole. There we go, the Diamondbacks game where they gave up 10 runs there. They gave up 10 runs against the Pirates too as well. That was a bad stretch for the pitching then too as well. But again, there's only one of those. Yeah, there's only 2 of those over this past month or so and all too as well. So I really feel like the pitching has stepped up, even though the Red Sox offense has been so lackluster and all too as well. But you got like I said, you got the Blue Jays for a 3-game set in Toronto, and then you got the Tigers coming to Fenway for the last series of the regular season, at least not too as well. So I thought I can be more hyped about them getting into the playoffs at least, but let's have to wait another week and not too as well. I don't think it's a fault of the Red Sox. I think it's more at fault of just how you can say how mediocre the AL is honestly too as well. I think your cream, your creme de la creme, is in the NL and all too as well with the Brewers, who have had a fantastic season. They're touching 100 wins. The Phillies, even the Dodgers too, with the injury riddled season, they're sitting there with 90 wins and all too as well. The Cubs have had themselves a great season too as well. They're saying they were 90 wins, and they're by far they've been by far the best wild card team and all. And you have to give credit to the Padres of making it close at least. But the NL's been by far, more of a class for the MLB this year than the AL at least. And all. Look at the top teams just befuddling themselves and all too as well. Outside the Mariners, who just got hot in August, they were struggling after their big moves and all too as well. So it's going to be an interesting, week at least and all too as well. You got. You're going to have one team that's not going to make the playoffs at least and all too as well out of all these teams. Outside the Blue Jays, because they clinched at least, but outside of all these teams at least one of these teams aren't going to make it. While at least in the NL, everything is cinched up except for the last spot between the Reds and the Mets, at least too as well. But I'd like to thank you guys for listening, at least I went over 30 minutes at least but got no issue with it too as well. But again, if you guys are listening on the YouTube side, please press on that subscribe button, like button, drop a comment too as well. And if you guys are listening on the podcast platform side, Apple, Spotify, and Overcast, please leave a rating and add us to your library for any past, present, and future episodes too as well. I do plan on having an NFL episode we're hitting the quarter part of the season already in a week or so too as well. So I'll sit here and check on all my predictions too as well, where some are sitting and where some aren't, like the Cowboys looking pretty bad right now of me thinking they're going to win the NFC East too as well. And then a pretty impressive, we saw the Lions play last night against the Ravens and have themselves an impressive performance after their slow start too as well. I was kind of worried about picking them winning the division in the NFC North at least but they looked pretty good in the last 2 weeks too as well, at least with their offense too as well. And their defense too as well. You have to give a shout out to their D-line at least too as well. But there are some surprises. You got the Chargers. Completely wrong about the Chargers. Completely wrong about the Colts so far. I'll say I'm wrong about the Chargers. I don't know about the Colts so far. But definitely you got some interesting storylines at least too as well. Like I said, the Ravens lost last night. Now they're saying they're at 1-2 and they're going to be facing the Chiefs. I think at Arrowhead too as well, where the Chiefs are 1-2, and now the loser of that game is going to be sitting there at 1-3 in an interesting division well, with the AFC North, I don't know about interesting, but in the AFC West, pretty damn interesting too as well. We got the Chargers 3-0 right now. They're looking like the best team in football. Justin Herbert's looking like an MVP. I have to admit all that too as well. Honestly, some people want me to switch up on certain people, but I'll switch up on teams I'll switch up on the Chargers at least. That's one of those teams I'll switch up on too as well. It just seems like they're playing great football overall won themselves a comeback game and a division game against the Broncos this past Sunday too as well. So definitely got a lot of football to talk about, giving the season one more week I'll even have my power rankings all set up and ready to go on the social medias too as well. But definitely looking into that next after week 4 at least too as well, after next week's games too as well. And hopefully I'm back for a playoff preview for the Boston Red Sox too as well. But again, guys are on YouTube. Subscribe, like, comment, podcast platform stuff, rating, add it to the library too as well. But hear from me soon. I'll sign off.